Hey, guten Tag, and welcome back to Vox Terra. And if you have not done so, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel and you've clicked that notification bell so you know when I'm putting up a new video. Today, I'm going to start with a citation from the Guardian News Service. Climate scientists shocked by scale of floods in Germany or Deutschland, by Jonathan Watts, Friday, July 16th, 2021. And then I'm going to wrap up the show with a conversation I had with a German or a Deutscher friend, maybe going 6 years back, that turned out to be prophetic. Precipitation records were smashed across a wide area of Rhine Basin. Parts of Rhineland-Palatinate and North Rhine-Westphalia were inundated with 140 liters of rain per square meter within 48 hours. But it's not just there, this is worldwide. Suburbs of Tokyo have been drenched in the heaviest rainfall since measurements began, and the usual months of July rain fell in London in a single day. Events that were once called once in 100 years are becoming commonplace. And quoting The Guardian, freak weather is increasingly normal. Freak weather is increasingly normal. Well, how's this happening? What's the climate mechanisms? And why isn't the media discussing it? And could they have been all these years? The answer is yes, they could have been. And I'll cite to that for you. I'll explain the climate mechanisms. It mostly comes down to the fact the planet's heating, initiated initially by the excessive burning of fossil fuels. That's why the media is ignoring it largely, because of that power of that fossil fuel industry lobby. And the climate mechanism is the heating planet is speeding up, intensifying what's called the water cycle. So digging back, I dug back for you to 2010 to find a NASA article. As the lower atmosphere becomes warmer, evaporation rates will increase. Evaporation rates will increase as the atmosphere heats up. It's like I told you, hotter air masses retain more moisture and pull more moisture out of that soil and out of those plants, resulting in an increase in the amount of moisture circulating throughout the troposphere. An observed consequence, citing from that 2010 NASA, of a hotter troposphere, of a hotter atmosphere, is increased frequency of intense precipitation events or intense rainfall. Also, because of the warmer temperatures, more of that rain is falling, and that was back in 2010, and it's even worse now, as rain rather than snow. But not just that, because that atmosphere can hold on to the water more, warmer temperatures have led to increased drying of the land surfaces in some areas. That's 2010. Well, it's all more extreme now. NASA Today, 2021. The rate at which plants and the land surface release moisture into the air has increased on a global scale between 2003 and 2019. And this I cited for you in my heat wave heat dome video. That's called evapotranspiration. And according to NASA, it's increased 10% since 2003. Now I'm going to go to the United States Environmental Protection Agency next. And yes, these stats are all for the United States itself, but we can assume it's going to apply on a planetary scale. The prevalence of extreme single-day precipitation events or extreme rainfall remained fairly steady between 1910 and the 1980s, but has risen substantially since then. Here's a good stat to know. Nationwide, 9 of the top 10 extreme one-day precipitation events have occurred since 1996. Well, isn't that a bummer? Because it was in the mid-90s when I first started noticing winters are not like they used to be, yet no one in the news is talking about it. Okay, none of this is anything new. I first heard about human-driven climate change, then called the man-made greenhouse effect, in the very early 1980s reading Carl Sagan. Back to the EPA, the occurrence of abnormally high annual precipitation totals, as defined by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, has increased. Now, did you get that? Abnormally high. Remember my video I did for you about NOAA's changing of normal? Well, that can be deceptive because as the planet heats, the intensity of rainfall, the intensity of drought is increasing, so what's normal, and the intensity of heat waves and so on, so what's defined as normal now shifts. So it's not really normal, it's globally warmed normal. So there you have it. Okay, this heating planet is intensifying the water cycle, pulling more moisture out of that soil, out of that land, out of that water, and holding on to it and letting it out in heavier bursts. And also, like I told you, that jet stream, the Gulf Stream, all those are getting messed with by the heating Arctic. We are getting into an all bets are off situation. Now back to my conversation with my Deutscher acquaintance going 6 years back. We were discussing climate change and the necessity of action. He's in the Greens party, but he still pushed back on me a little bit about, the fact that Germany's got, in Germany apparently you can have a wind turbine pretty much everywhere, small scale, large scale, pretty much everywhere. And he's always looking at him, and I said, Hans, look, where are you going to get your power from? And he had said, I know this sounds selfish, but we all know, global warming is going to hit the global south or the areas closer to the tropics, the equator, harder. And from what I've read and heard, that seems to be the case. But I said, Hans, how do you know, given what we know about the power of the climate denial lobby, the environmental denial lobby in general, well, given what we know about their power, how do you know that concept that, hey, climate change is going to hit the global south harder isn't being pushed not only as a wake up for the global south, but it's being pushed disingenuously to make the people in the global north or the more wealthier countries less ready to stand up and speak out for solid environmental policy. Hey, I hope you found this video really helpful. I hope you found it somewhat entertaining, interesting, well cited, useful, and if you did, please make sure you are subscribed to my channel. You've clicked that notification bell. You're sharing the videos to help the channel grow. You're commenting maybe some constructive criticism, that kind of thing. And until next time, when you're hitting that like button, smashing the like button, as they say. And until next time, peace be with you.